I'm Jevijoe, Vitug. I'm an artist. I'm originally from Philippines, and now I'm in New York for almost a decade right now. So, and I just came from Tbilisi, Georgia, for this residency. Yeah, like the idea of like before going there, you have that basic stereotype impression because that's the only information that you see that are available to you, as opposed to when you go there, when you immerse with people, now you have also better understanding about, I mean, it's much more deeper, and also their experience and my also experience, like coming from Philippines to the US, like it's much more connected and have similar experiences. Yeah, yeah, I really, I mean, the first week I was, sometimes you have these kinds of, being excited, like exploring the place, also all these kinds of, like going to this, like I have this kinds of schedule, like going to yoga, going to Pilates classes, and then also like going to this, like iconic places that like the Chronicles of Georgia, and also this kinds of like a big cathedral, like an Orthodox cathedral. That if like when I first, like taking photo of myself and asking people to take a photo of me, and then they did like there's a time that I feel lonely because like I want to share it with my friends because I cannot even like post it in Instagram and social media, but then I send it to my friends and family in Philippines. But the idea of like like you're like sometimes like you're really happy and you want to share with someone, and then but they're not there because you are alone. And then in the second week, which is I'm already like beginning to interact with other people there, and also I mean I had this like a therapy in which like just to like telling me like to relax and also be present. And from then it's like, yeah, I don't even feel like my second week, third week, like I no longer have that kind of feeling of anxiety sometimes, or even like I don't call it like depression. It's more like like I should have like the idea of like I always, oh, I should have tell this experience to my friend. I should text it to my friend, blah blah blah. And now it's like again, just focus on myself, and also the idea of like being self-aware about yourself at that moment and being present, which I really value in my staying in Tbilisi. So like before, I always have this kinds of comparing Tbilisi to, oh, it's less same like in Philippines, but it's, oh, this is look like America, blah blah blah. That idea of like like you describe other country or other experiences, or even like interacting with other people based on your experience. But then if you're gonna remove all those and just be mindful at that moment, and then everything is not, yeah, like there was a person like I met, and then I feel like like, oh my god, like that kind of preconception, like oh, he might rob me, blah blah blah. And then I was so embarrassed in like after, like, yeah, there people are really nice. It's like because the idea of like like just walking, I mean even New York, the idea of kind of, oh, somebody will a stranger, blah blah blah. But there's even not feel even a police, like cops, like when I stay there, becoming to trust more, like other people, and also like I feel like they're not even stranger or tourist to me. So because when you're there, I don't even feel like are they from here? Are they from are they Georgian? Blah, blah, blah. But we just you like going to the street, going to the meetings. So yeah, it's like I feel like I just treat people equally. Because, yeah. I mean, this is my first time to have this kinds of a therapy session. Like even here, sometimes people are advising me to, especially during the COVID, like, oh, it's free, blah, blah. But I always kinds of that kind of skeptic, like, how will I, why would I tell my personal life to other person that I don't even know. And I mean, the first session, it was, like that kind of reluctant to engage. But then the second one, it's more of the idea of you just talk and then she's talking, but also um, like I felt that I have always these questions in my mind that I already answered it, and then when I was talking to the therapist, he just confirmed that it, which is more I'm more now confident about myself, like the idea of like resolving why you are like this, why you're thinking like that, why you're reacting like that, and then you track into your childhood, like, oh, you have these kinds of trauma, but then also it's like that's not your fault. So now it's like like the idea of like tracking back those kinds of what those emotions are coming from. So before when we were talking, it's like I always describe blah 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 blah, but then we say no no, what's about your experience, what are your feelings? But then I realized, wow, I never really described my feelings, like very specific to other people, like that's why now it's like it's like yeah, the present being at that moment, like what do you feel, do you even physical, do you feel cold, do you feel chill, or the weather, like what are your like feelings today, those kinds of very specific, but also now are very important because it's like like the next day it's gonna be different, like people that you interact, the weather that you're gonna have, so that's why then the food that you're gonna eat. So those kinds of little, like very little, sometimes especially here in New York, like you pass them or you don't mind them, like because it's like you have this kinds of sometimes like automatic response to everything, like which like the third and the fourth, I'm more confident to talk to the therapist, and then she just told me, like, I mean, she already figured out, but also I'm also like that, like I get like, oh, you know what, it said like you never say no to other people, like you always say yes, and sometimes you forget your personal boundaries, she said. But it's like, oh my god, like that exactly I was feeling, sometimes like I want to help my friend, and then I could not even help myself, and then I'm already helping a friend or doing a project that are that not really necessarily benefiting me, that sometimes I lose my identity, but then I always that kind of seeking validation sometimes, like to be say yes to this, so I guess that's my training, especially in this art world that we are right now, like no, you have to be great, or you have to be do this, so that you have to be accepted in art world, in the art market. And then I was thinking like the idea of like pleasing people that you don't like, and then the good thing about this residency is like you just focus on yourself, and then there's nothing even like expecting, like when you go to other residency, they expecting something like an output, because that's the it's like you're being judged, like after what's the exhibition, oh, it's good, you're still good. But there's like, yeah, there's no output, there's no artwork, there's no, you don't, no one's forcing you to do, like so that's the validation if you're good or not. It's just like your experience focusing yourself, which is I feel that it's very really unique, in this I mean, it's my first time, like it really changed my perception about Georgia when I see their history, like like this is recent. This is even like the idea of like even civil war, like in the 90s, and then the uh, Rose Revolution, like the idea of when I was thinking about even like let's say my country, even the U.S., right? It was the history. I mean, in our lifetime right now, it's a stable. Like we never really had experience. I mean, from U.S. and Philippines, we never had that experience of changing changing territories in even flag. Like when I was thinking about Georgia, their flag is just in the 90s. Like I mean, I'm older than the flag of Georgia, and then the idea of like now it's being carved by the occupied Russia, like the Ossetia, South Ossetia, and Abkhazia. So actually, when I was had this trip from the Tbilisi going to Kutaisi. So during the road, because I have this GPS, I saw the South Ossetia, which is occupied by Russia.
I mean, that's it's just like few 1 kilometer or few blocks. Like that is already 15 minutes walk. I was like, man, that's already South Ossetia. Like if I stop here and then I just walk there, then there's already like a Russian soldier that's gonna shoot me there. It's like, then my friends like, yeah, I mean that's real. Like also there, the 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 way they do it right now, they're like crawling. They said like crawling territories. Like because I saw the map because I saw the map that they occupied versus in real time that wait yeah that's already because they have this kinds of dotted line that's already man that's already a big difference between the you know the one that they claim and now it's like so it's like yeah I feel that kind of at that tension like the idea of like that's why when we were talking like my last day I had this kind I had a dinner with the coordinator and also the ones that I met during those meetings like five you know they're like you know like architects the one's a teacher the one's an activist so I just had a dinner with them and then we're just talking about yeah the idea of like again you know the idea of presence like at the back of your mind there is this kinds of lurking like tomorrow they're gonna be you know war or it's gonna be broke out blah 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 but for the meantime we just enjoy you know let's drink let's have fun we have the best wine you know so that's why that's became my mentality right now like you know if you're so stressed about conflict or about instability and it's gonna ruin your you know your mind but then if you just you know in the moment what we are right now we're sitting two of us three of us and just we just enjoy the moment because there's a good sunlight and then we have a wine so yeah. I feel that's my you know like I feel like that lesson in this trip is like yeah just to be present you know because like I'm so grateful that in 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 New York and even in my home country in Philippines like at least we're stable but these people they're like even the history of their like every 15 years every 20 years it's been carved out the map so it's like these are not even you know like they're like clear and present danger like these are just I see in Hollywood movies but when you're there yeah they're real like people are really you know people are dying people are also fighting for their freedom so it's a real thing you know like so yeah